Well, things are still looking good for a potential promotion from League 2 to League 1. We're not necessarily winning every game, but we're grinding out results where we need to. And today, we look to avenge the very first loss in the very first game that we had in this portion of my career. We start things out against Crawley, but then we go and play Sutton United, and we look for some revenge. How we doing, everybody, and welcome to part 5 of Club 2 of my career here on FM23. I'm Stu. Thank you for joining me in today's video where, as previously mentioned, we're going to be playing against Crawley Town and against Sutton United, both in League 2. And if you are excited to see how we get on in both of these games, including hopefully getting some revenge over Sutton United for that opening day of the season disappointment, then please do leave a like on the video for me. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss any of the lovely Football Manager content from this face right here. Since you were last with us, it's been alright. It's been okay. We've won most of the games that we've played. Again, it was Carlisle, I think the last game was, that we saw. Drew the next game against Doncaster. Gateshead, we managed to get past 2-0. Nice. Did lose against Stockport County. They were a team who were in and around us, though, so you can kind of forgive that a little bit. Hartlepool managed to batter them. I say batter. 3 goals in the second half. It took a bit of convincing to get the team to actually play the way that I wanted them to. We struggled against Salford, which was a bit disappointing. Ended up getting a draw against them 2-2, but then we did get a very late win against Bristol Rovers. Our strikers definitely not as free scoring as they once were, but they are still scoring every now and then. We have had a bit of a moan at them, it has to be said, just to try and convince them that they need to pull their finger out a little bit, and hopefully they'll do that in the 2 games we have today. The table looks like this. We are still top by 2 points. The gap has decreased. Leyton Orient are coming back in. There is a 21-point gap between us and the non-playoff places. I think it's safe to say we're probably going to be in and around this mix, even if we don't get promoted automatically. Bearing in mind there's 3 spots for that. I think we'll be okay for playoffs. The board are already delighted with us. We've already hit top half. That's confirmed. We are a top half League 2 side. They're happy with that. It's just up to us now to see whether we can go the extra way. And the team that we're going to be selecting today to do that is as follows. It is Okonkwo in goal, Hockenhull, Barnes and Davies in defence, O'Connor and Bristow in the wing-back positions with the Pyre, Forson and Cotterill in the midfield, and Daly supports Phillips and Amari Benjamin up front. Amari Benjamin with 2 goals and an assist since he joined us. He has played a grand total of 8 games. He's not been prolific, but he has just joined us halfway through the season. I'm going to let him off a little bit. I would very much like to get him next season because I actually think he'd do a job in League 1 as well. But that's the 11. Kian Pennant scored in the last game. He is on the bench. Damani Mella has kind of fallen off a cliff recently. We're not going to be using him. One thing we do have to mention is Niall John. He is currently injured for up to 2 weeks with a sprained ankle. Well, sprained ankle ligaments. Apologies. Get it right, Stu. But let's get into the game and let's see whether we can get 3 points from this game against Crawley. If I remember correctly, I believe this was the 2nd game of the season when we played them at home. And I do believe that they managed to get a point out of us. We weren't 100% sure what we were doing at that point. We had the 4-3-3. It wasn't really clicking. We weren't looking that good, especially going forward. We really weren't looking that good. And then we switched not long after that to the 5 at the back, which has served us well for the majority of the season. It's looking a little bit shaky in recent times, but hopefully we can get a result today that sets all of that right. I mean, we are away from home. Let's bear that in mind, but we'll see how we can do. Cotterill has an early corner, looking for the head of Hockenhull. He finds him and he puts it just wide. Just wide. We are very wasteful at the moment when it comes to chances. We get a lot of them, but we're not necessarily putting a lot of them in between the sticks. Even if not going in the net, we don't necessarily get a lot of them on target. I mean, again, the strikers we've got, they're League 2 strikers. I love them to bits, but we can't be expected to be hitting the target on a very regular basis because these players, I mean, again, this is what I'm talking about. Things like that. To me, he should be hitting the target there, first and foremost. But he just cannot, Daly, get it on target. Daly's been an unusual one, actually, because he's had some really good games this season. But he has got a habit every now and then of just going a bit anonymous for periods. And I feel like he's in one of those anonymous periods now. That would have been a superb goal. I'd have been furious at it, but it would have been a superb goal. Apologies, I'm not looking at the camera as much. My bracelet came undone. I'm just doing it back up. Bristow has picked up a knock. We are going to very quickly just change him. And I took him off the bench, didn't I? We don't have his alternate on the bench. Okay. Matthew Barneswell. Do what you can do. You're going to have to. You're going to have to. I know you can do a job there. It's not a great job, but you can do a job there. That's frustrating. The one time that I don't have the other guy, I forget the other guy's name. I'm so bad at names. Unless it's a club that I know completely and truly well. Like if it's Villa, I'll know who the... Oh, that's awful. That's going to be 1-0. That's going to be 1-0. Oh, Gonquo with the clutch save. Makes it 0-0. And I'd mean that exactly as it sounds. Without that save, it's 1-0 to Crawley. And I would have been very sad. Big cross in, headed out by Davis, only as far as Vernam. Vernam looking to get to Brown. Brown apparently really good at long-range shots because they keep going for it. But now we have the ball. Benjamin just can't do much with it. He was just stuck up there on his own. He deals with it, though. And Okonkwo smothers the ball. And we retain possession. And to be honest, from this game, I'd like a win. Oh, my word. Their defence has done very little there. And Phillips is in. But Vigouroux with the save. I don't know how I feel about this game. I really feel like we need a win just to resettle our good form in. We won the last game. We've won 3 out of our last 5. But I just want us to get another win just to continue the momentum. We drop points again in this match. Where does that stop? I feel like we're kind of doing it every other game at the moment, which is a bit of a frustration. I'm going to tell these guys that they're not playing that well. Not happy with their performance. I mean, it's demotivated Matty Daly. Matty Daly has been pretty shocking recently, if I'm being honest. Every now and then he has a good performance. Most of the time, he's not playing that well. I'm a bit disappointed with our defence recently. We had a period where we were looking pretty rock solid. Giving away a penalty, Tom Davies! Tom Davies! He's a club captain. I think he's a club captain. He's either that or vice captain. Tom Davies gives away a penalty, and it is 1-0 to Crawley. And I'm a little bit furious, if I'm honest, because we shouldn't be giving away a silly penalty like that. And Tom Davies, the experienced man, should know better than to do that. He should know better. He's 32 years old. I'm fairly confident he's club captain, not just captain today. But he goes and does that. Right, Cotswold putting it in, looking for Hockenhull. And Hockenhull makes it 1-1. He's agreed to stay with us. I'm really glad he has, because he can do that. I'm shouting at Matty Daly, because he just is not performing at the moment. He's just in a bad run of form. And I'm getting to the point where I'm actually considering, do we go to 3 strikers? And that sounds ridiculous. But I've done it a couple of times. And actually, it has kind of worked. Having a pressing forward in the middle of 2 advanced forwards has just really looked to the business. Phillips is doing great here at the moment. Gets it to O'Connor. O'Connor looks to whip it in. Looking for Daly. Can't find him. And it's nodded down to Vigouroux. None of the players really wanted to have a go at it there. I've tweaked the tactic ever so slightly with some of the results going the way that they have been. And the way that I've tweaked it is the way that we actually got the result in the last game. I tweaked it so that we just pressed a little bit more. If I quickly show you, I've taken off early crossing. I haven't put counter pressing on, but that is something I have done. But I've put us to pressing up, and I've put the defensive line much higher. I'm actually going to take that one off, but I'm going to put step up more, because earlier in the game we did see they got in behind, and it was a bit disappointing. So we'll go back one, but we're going to try and step up a little bit as well. And maybe just that combination will be okay. Bonswell flicks it on, looking for Omari Benjamin. He finds him. He is forced out wide, though. He's going to try and feed it into the box. Try and get someone, no, into Bonswell. Bonswell looking to get into Daly. Daly just can't get it out of his feet. And it is going to be a throw-in to us, to Tranmere. And we don't get to see it, so obviously nothing exciting happened, which is making me a little bit sad. Right. We're going to go for the 3 up top, because Daly's having a shocker. He's going to come off for... I'm going to bring him off for Pennant. And I think we're going to put Pennant in there as a poacher in the middle. These two can do the work and try and get the ball to him. We're going to take off... I think it's got to be a Pie Foursome. Lawrence White can come on. And I want to make another change. I don't know who that other change is going to be. I'm looking at Tom Davies, actually, and Semedo can come on, and he can hopefully do a decent job for us. He's not been able to get into the team, Semedo. He's just not been able to get that fitness up, but he'll get a decent amount of time today. Hopefully that will start to get his fitness levels up. We're going to fire things up. We're going to go attacking as well, and we're going to hope that we can get a goal here. Again, a draw's not the end of the world, but I don't want us to keep racking up these draws. I want us to get a win. That would be preferable to me, if I'm honest. Call me, mate. Call me mad. Call me crazy. I'd like to get a win. Josh Phillips is having a shocker. We'll swap him round. We'll put you in as the pressing forward that we wanted to. And we'll have you guys either side, because Omari Benjamin has actually looked pretty decent in this game. We'll go with that. We'll see whether that can do anything. Let's see if we can get a late winner We're going to just fire them up for the last little bit of added time. I think it's going to be a draw, though. It is going to be a draw. We came back in. We got an equaliser. And I'm going to shout at them because we are doing this to ourselves. We have a defensive slip every now and then, which is fine. It happens. But our strikers were free scoring at one point. And at the moment, they're just not. And it is really irritating me. Because look at the amount of goals they've scored. But in recent games, it has slowed down. And I don't know, maybe I'm being a bit harsh on them. But, you know, we're just not scoring. I mean, some of the goals we've scored have been fantastic. But recently, we're struggling. I mean, we got 3 goals there, but it was late on. And we do seem to be struggling to get that level of consistency. I don't really know what to do about it. But then, at the end of the day, that's what happens in Football Manager, isn't it? You go through a good spell and the game decides you need to slow down a little bit. So maybe this is its way of slowing us down a little bit. Right, I'm going to get to I can't speak. I'm so frustrated at that game. But I'm going to go ahead to the Sutton United game. I'm going to try and deal with this match load situation because there's a lot of players who've played a lot of football for us. We need to try and do something to sort that out and balance it. We're going to try and sort that out. Then I'll be back and we'll see if we can avenge that first defeat of the season that we had right at the beginning. We're back here for the game against Sutton United. Something very important to point out, though. Number 1, we're still top. Number 2, it's still by 2 points. Number 3, Leyton Orient have played a game more than we have, and it's still a 2-point gap, which means we have a chance to make it 5 points if we can beat Sutton United. Sutton United, who, by the way, are 22nd. Let's check in with Dartford. We haven't checked in with Dartford yet. Let's have a quick look at them. They've picked up some more points. I can't remember how many wins they had last time, but they now have 6. They're on 29 points. They have got an 11... Is it a 9-point difference? A 9-point difference between them and Sutton United. So, if we can beat Sutton United today, we might be able to help Dartford out. Also help Hartlepool out, but we might be able to help Dartford out. Anyway, your team for the game against Sutton United. It's Okonkwo in goal, Barnes, Bondswell and Semeyu in defence, Wyke and Flynn as the fullbacks. We've changed both of them. Leo O'Connor's coming out due to bad recent form. And unfortunately, Ethan Bristow is out for up to 6 weeks. So he's going to be missing for a little while, which is a bit sad. But after them, we've got Apaya Forson and Cottrell in the midfield. We put Cottrell down to a defensive instruction. We're going to have these two sitting back a little bit more. Because then further forward, we've got Daly as a shadow striker supporting Mellor and Phillips. Mellor and Phillips have been the go-to partnership for the majority of the second half of the season, certainly, after Zach Emerson left. Going to see whether that can spark them into life a little bit. And Daly as a shadow striker, it's the position he prefers to play in when you look at him as an attacking midfielder. So we're going to give him a chance. Hopefully he can live up to that. We need to have a word with him about his development as well. But let's get into the game and let's see whether we can get a result from this game and avenge the first game of the season against Sutton United. It's not really that big a deal, really, but I really want to do it. I really want to get some revenge against them. So much so that I want to show you this game. It's important I can't speak, I'm so excited. It's important to point out as well, we are currently not only top of the table, but we've confirmed a playoff place. We cannot finish outside of the playoffs anymore. It is actually impossible for us to do so, which I am very, very happy about. And it's ahead of schedule as well, so the board are happy, the fans are happy. So regardless of whatever happens with the rest of the season, we've made everyone we need to make happy. I just want you guys to be happy as well. And I think the best way to do that is for us to get promoted this year and have some League One football next year. I'd be delighted with that. I'd be delighted with the goal from Josh Phillips as well. And he's gone and provided. He has provided the goal that I wanted. And we lead early on. Sutton United have that. Dartford, we're giving you a chance. Not much of a chance, but we're giving you a chance anyway. We're 1-0 ahead. I'm very happy. I don't know if you can tell. It's a big ball from Wyke over the top. Completely bamboozles their defence. Wyke, bearing in mind, is a defensive midfielder who can play as a centre-back and occasionally as a right-back. We're playing him as a right wing-back, and he goes and does that. I was singing O'Connor's praises, I think, in the last episode. I think you need to step up your game, O'Connor. I think you need to step it up just a little bit. It's a lovely ball over the top, though, and Phillips is in there. Bearing in mind, Phillips is a potential Premier League level striker in the future. According to our scouts anyway. Manchester City do not want to part with him in the slightest. We've tried. So I'm already thinking ahead to next season. We need to try and get him back on loan, I think. If we can get him, he will rip League One apart. Needs to work on his consistency a little bit. But I'm saying that. He's had so many more good games than bad games. So I think I'm being a bit harsh on him there. What is a bit harsh is our defence have just kind of abandoned us at the end of that corner. However, they are getting back now. Bondswell with a lovely little tackle. But unfortunately, the ball falls to Wilson. We need to get the ball off of him if that's okay. I'd quite like not to concede a goal here. It's out to Fox. Fox going to try and cross it in. Gets it to Smith. Smith's going to go for a worldie. And he nearly gets there as well. Flynn just clears it out of dodge, which I'm okay with. However, we've got a highlight from the next throw. If we can win possession here and do something with it, that'd be great. Phillips now very far into his own area, which I'm not overly happy about, but he is running down the wing now. He has got support with him. If he can use some of it, that'd be great. Wyke now looking for a big ball over the top. Can't quite repeat the effort that he provided for the first goal, and it is going to be a big boot from the Sutton United keeper. I'm losing my words here, which is not good. I'm really losing my words. Semedo intercepts there. Flynn now looking for options. Gets to Semedo. Big ball over the top looking for Mellor. Mellor onto Daly. And can Daly get a goal here? He can't, but it was a decent opportunity. It's the most I feel like I've seen from Daly in a little while, and maybe the shadow striker. It's very early to be saying this, but maybe the shadow striker is the right thing to do. Right, Apaya Forson looking for Flynn out wide. Finds him. Flynn into Phillips. Phillips puts it wide. Frustrating from Phillips. We've seen both the good and the bad from him so far. Obviously, the good is outweighing the bad because he's put us a goal ahead. And again, this puts us 5 points ahead of Leyton Orient with only 6 games left to go. It's 1-0. I'm very happy with that. We're going to say, very good first half performance. Keep it up. We are going to tell Mellor that he needs to step things up. We're going to say the same to Daly as well. And we're going to tell Cottrell and Apaya Forson that they need to step up their game as well. I'm going to say the same to Semedo as well. And we'll leave things at that. We'll go into the second half. We'll demand a bit more from them. I'd like a second goal. A second goal would make me very happy. What doesn't make me happy is the fact that Flynn is absolutely shattered. We don't have another left back, Shane. You're going to have to deal with it, I'm afraid. I don't like telling you that. I'd like to tell you we've got the bodies. We don't have the bodies at the moment. We just don't. We just don't. I'm going to demand... Oh, I didn't want to do that. I'm going to demand more from the boys again because we're playing well. But again, I would quite like to see a bit more from us. Right, it's substitute o'clock. And again, the tiredest player on the pitch is our left back. We don't have a back at left back. Sam Barnes is not someone I want to take off at the moment. But we are going to bring Ben Hockenhull on instead of him. And can Wyke play there? No, he can't really. Can O'Connor play there? Really? We're going to do that. We're going to do that simply because Shane Flynn is tired. And I don't want him to get hurt when he's currently the only left back we've got for the next month or so. Liam Burke could come on. He's nervous though. I don't really want to bring on a nervous player, if I'm honest. I'm thinking maybe Damani Mellor comes off for Amari Benjamin and we'll bring Benjamin on for some damage. And I'd like to take one of the midfielders off, but again, because of that injury to John, we don't have anyone who I'd want to bring on. I'd want to bring on someone in the playmaking position. I'll tell you what, we will do that. Daly's going to go back to there. Liam Bertie's going to come on. I don't really want to bring Liam Burt on, but to bring him on, we will. We're going to tell the players that we want them to make a difference. Some fresh legs on into the action. Hopefully, they can cause some damage for us. We've had a lot of chances. It would be quite nice to convert one of the chances into another goal. This late on, I think another goal would settle it for us. Big ball over the top, looking for Amari Benjamin. Finds him. Benjamin into Phillips. Phillips just can't squeeze it past the defender. The defender was playing with fire there. Absolutely playing with fire. And it remains 1-0, but we do have another throw. Right, Burt into Bondswell. Bondswell looking for options. He actually just runs out of space there. It's a big ball over the top. Hockenhull, however, deals with it. Wyke now into Burt. Burt looking for options. I've just thought... Bondswell's on. We could have played him at left back. He's not great there, but he can do a job there. Wyke trying to get the ball in, can't quite do it. Big ball forward, looking for his man. Bondswell heads it to Semedo. Semedo now looking for options. Into Burt. Burt, don't go for a shot. He went for a shot. And to be fair, the keeper nearly stuffed it up. So it nearly worked out. I'm going to make that change. I'm going to put Wyke back into the defence. He can go out wide. Semedo can go into the covering position. And we've got Bondswell playing out there as a wing back. That makes a lot of sense to me. Do we want to make one final change? We've got Kim Pennant and Tom Davies on the bench. I don't really want to... To be honest, neither of those changes really fill me with a lot of feeling, if I'm honest. Leo O'Connor could come up. And we could bring Tom Davies on. Tell you what, we're going to do that. We're going to take off Daly. Not at the best of games, to be honest. We're going to put Leo O'Connor in the midfield. And Daly's going to swap with Wyke. Wyke's going to go back to left back. And Tom Davies is going to come on to see out the remainder of the match. That makes a lot of sense to me. Hopefully... it doesn't end up being something that I regret. They've got a throw. I don't like the fact they've got a throw. O'Connor, though, gets the ball. Gets it into Benjamin now. Benjamin has options. He's going forward. He has got men with him. Goes back to O'Connor in that midfield position he's not used to. Phillips now looking for Benjamin. Finds Benjamin. And Benjamin, what a save that is from Ward. And it is going to be a late corner for us. That's fine. Keep the pressure up, boys. The more pressure we put on them, the more that we have them occupied with defending, the less chance they have at attacking. Football 101. Unagi. Let's do it. Corner. Are we going to take it? We're just wasting time. I'm alright with this. Clive Forson just wasting time here, and I'm all for it. And Harkenhall just heads it over the bar. It is going to be a Sutton United goal kick. But the next highlight is a free kick for us. Yay. Wyke with the big ball over the top. He loves that big ball over the top. Into Phillips, into Benjamin, into 2-0. And that should be the game in the 90th minute. That will do plenty. Both of our strikers combining there. It's a ding of beauty. Harkenhall goes to Wyke. And considering he's a central midfielder, come central defenders, come defensive midfielder, he does very well at right wing back. And it's in from Phillips into Benjamin. The strikers combine, and it is 2-0. And we have avenged that early defeat, and we go 5 points clear at the top of League 2. And it says we're going up. Have we got promoted? Have we actually already got promoted? It's a 6 point. There's 6 games left. That's 12. That's 18 points. We've already got promoted. You see? You see? Stubo knows. Stubo knows. Tactical genius. I've said it from day one. This beauty of a tactic has done the job for us. Tactical genius. Absolute tactical genius. Right, well. It's almost no point showing you the rest of the season. I am going to show you the rest of the season because I want us to go up as League 2 champions. So we will do what I talked about at the end of the last episode. We'll come back for these 2 games. If for some reason we get to the Gillingham game and we've already clinched the League 2 title, we'll come back for Colchester and we'll do the season review there and we'll do the transfer special as its own video. But I did not expect... I didn't look at the maths. I did not look at the maths. That's on me. Sorry, guys. Didn't realise we were going to get promoted. Apparently there was some controversy. I don't know what that is. We've got an initial wage budget of £76,000 a week. What are we currently on? That's a lot more. That's a lot more. And we've got £750,000 to try and improve the squad in the summer to make it a League 1 squad. Shane Flynn's out for 3 days. Fortunately, we've got a 10-day gap between now and Exeter City, which is absolutely perfect. We've led them to promotion. It's an unexpected promotion. It absolutely is. But I did say from day one, I would like to challenge for it, at least in a playoff sense. I'd like to have done that. But we've made Forson happy, both with the fact that we've got promoted twice, apparently. And, yeah, everyone's happy. Paid out a few bonuses. I can live with that. Josh Phillips played well. I'd very much like to keep you next season, Josh. Are you willing to talk about it now that we're going to be a League 1 team? No, you're not. I mean, why would you want to leave Manchester City? Why would you want to leave? I mean, this guy, again, potential to be a Premier League striker. Why would you want to stay with us permanently? But now we're a League 1 team next season. Maybe, just maybe, he would like to. And we made Daly happy as well because we got promoted. But we've done it a lot earlier than was expected. Promotion. We are League 1. Say we are League 1. Sam Barnes is now the second best player in the league. And Joe Cottrell, 10 assists. He's finally got onto this list as well. Well, that was very unexpected, but I'm very happy about that. So, as previously mentioned, we'll go through to the end of the season. We'll see if we can clinch the League 2 title. And we'll see if we can get promoted as champions. I had a really long pause then. I don't really know why. Hopefully, I'll remember to edit that out. But that is going to be that for this episode. And I'll see you either for Gillingham or for Colchester. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, and how could you not with the promotion in there, then please do leave a like on there for me. Leave 2 likes if you can for the promotion. And remember to subscribe so you don't miss any content going forward. I've been Stu. You guys have been awesome. And I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.